Good evening, everyone. Imagine this. Your alarm clock goes off, and it's time to wake up and get ready for work. As you go about your usual routine of getting ready for work, losing your job never crosses your mind. You sit down, you eat your breakfast, not even thinking how your breakfast is being paid for. As soon as you get into work, your boss immediately calls an urgent staff meeting. Your boss says there will be a layoff. Immediately you panic, and you think to yourself, this can't happen to me. I have a family, a house, car payment, bills, the list goes on and on. But what if you did lose your job? Now I can fully understand that sometimes people are in need and things can happen to where somebody could lose their job in an instant. Things could drastically change for their finances. However, more and more people are starting to abuse government assistance as the years go on. According to the article called 5 Reasons to Reform Welfare Again, Elliot T. Gazer states that today 1 out of every 6 Americans are on welfare. According to the article America on Welfare, Doug Window states that since Obama took office, welfare spending has increased up to 41%. That's more than $193 billion per year. So today I want to talk to you about how welfare is not helping America financially. Welfare programs are becoming more of an incentive. Fewer people on welfare are becoming less motivated to work. In the article, 5 Reasons to Reform Welfare, again, Elliot T. Gazer mentions that the average person on welfare can make anywhere up to $30 per hour. That's outrageous. That's more than some people make with a degree these days. Of course, the government is making this possible much easier. In my opinion, why would somebody want to go work 2 minimum wage jobs when they can just sit at home all day making up to $30 an hour? In the article, Who Does Welfare Hurt the Most?, Rebecca Ross states that welfare doesn't provide jobs, livelihood, and doesn't give someone the economic freedom they can potentially reach. So now you know being on welfare isn't a good incentive for one to better themselves. Now I want to talk about how being on welfare could possibly affect one of having children. When I was 19 years old, I got my first apartment and some medical bills came up and I was struggling financially. So the only thing I could think of was applying for food stamps. I went ahead and applied for food stamps and had the interview with the gentleman. The gentleman asked me if I was pregnant or if I had a child, and I told him no. He immediately said, you make too much money, and since you don't have a child or you're not pregnant, you can't get any benefits. So I asked him, do you have to have a child? Do you have to be pregnant? And he said no, but it does make it a lot easier. Right then and there I knew that the system was obviously messed up. I feel like the government is encouraging more and more people to have children, like, oh, don't worry, if you have a kid, we'll just go ahead and take care of it for you. If government assistance was more strict, I feel less children would be born each year. According to the article, The Reason Welfare Should End, Michael Levin states that fewer children would be born if the ending of benefits were made more clear. Levin also mentions that more women would possibly be more careful about becoming pregnant to begin with if they already knew ahead of time that they would not receive benefits. I feel some people don't worry about the financial burden having a child can cause. They automatically just assume that they're going to receive benefits in either way. So being on welfare can possibly play a role in how many children are being born every year. But you may wonder how many people abuse the benefits they do receive. According to Elliot T. Gazer, author of 5 Reasons to Reform Welfare Again, food stamps gave $47.7 million just in the year alone of 2012 to those who didn't even have to work to receive it. I myself have personally known people who have taken food stamps and sold it for cash. I've known people personally who have done different side jobs for tax-free money. I've known people who have lived in government housing and have opened their home to family and friends and have accepted rent from them when they themselves don't even pay rent. According to the article, Up Governors Attempt to Find Massive Welfare Fraud by Bruce Cover, Maine Governor Paul LePage released data that 3,000 transactions at bars, sports bars, and other clubs were made with using an EBT card. So once again, I can fully understand that some people do need the assistance. Some people do get down on their luck and possibly lose a job. However, I feel the government needs to step up and become a little bit more strict when it comes to their benefit laws. I feel future generations are only learning that this is the way of living, and our future generations will end up not believing that they can work for anything. I feel like less children would be born, and I feel like our economy would be better if people did not abuse the government assistance they receive. Of course, the government makes it easier, and they don't give people no incentive to find work. That is why I feel that the welfare system is only hurting America. Thank you. Done. Everybody can talk now.
I didn't need to hear that.
You didn't need to hear that?
No.